I never said he was snitching, by the way. 6ix9ine jumped on that. He put me in it, making it out like I said that. I said he put it on Bonnie. They're saying that's what he's supposed to do.
Folks not snitching.
I never said he was
All rats
snitching.
must die. He ain't snitching. Trap little cool. Look, we support y'all little rats.
Man, appreciate that, man. Come on, man.
I feel like that shit smirk defense came doing police. All this shit police.
Whoa. Wait. This is called an alternate theory. An alternate theory defense. You notice the evidence kind of matched the other guys. So why y'all blaming it on me? Is that snitching? That's not snitching.
You're not supposed to say that, nigga. That's a street nigga. Come on, bro. Street niggas like, shut up. Just shut up. Y'all figure it out.
Favorite rapper's not as gangster as you think he is. Durk just blamed everything on Vonnie. Vonnie is the only one that want to slide for Von.
Lil Durk is a snitch. Nah.
Yo, face. Yo, your face, please. With Durk on top.
Alright, y'all, we have to address the elephant in the room. And actually, I think this is probably the biggest thing attached to this OTF trial, aside from the snitches and witnesses within this case, or whatever shocking evidence that they have. But this OTF trial in Durk's defense have caused a huge debate on social media and even outside of social media, where now everyone is trying to decipher whether Durk and his attorneys are snitching or not. Some are saying no, Durk isn't snitching. His lawyers is just trying to put everything on OTF Vonnie, being that he's already admitted to the crimes that Durk and his attorneys are putting on him. Then you have others saying, I don't care. Durk's defense is implicating Vonnie into it, saying a little too much. Durk have to sign off on it too, therefore he's part of the plot with his attorneys to basically dump everything on Vonnie. Now this all started when Trap Ross, who had been present at the courtroom where the trial is being held, and he had been keeping us updated. He put up a post that was misinterpreted by others, but then it also stuck with those that feel like Trap was actually right, and Durk is in fact dumping everything on Vonnie. After wrapping up day 2, Trap Ross would tweet stating, quote, Durk just blamed everything on Vonnie. What the F? Then you had Mo from Lawyer for Workers, who totally pushed the narrative that Trap basically stated that Durk snitched, and then also proceeded to say that Durk did not put everything on Vonnie, and this is where everything stemmed from. Now honestly, I think it's a slight gray area in this, where I would agree that Durk is in fact putting it on Vonnie and implicating him in everything through his lawyers. But the only thing that saves Durk in this conversation is the fact that Vonnie already admitted to the crimes and was caught red-handed. This is why I compared the situation to the infamous topic of, is it considered snitching if you tell on a deceased person? Because some people feel it's not because the person is deceased. Meanwhile, you have those that say, so what? If you implicate anybody in a crime to the police and tell on them, deceased or not, that is a form of snitching. But once again, it's one of those gray area situations, so I'll let y'all come to your own discernment. On another note, I personally would say that Durk in his defense is definitely putting everything on OTF Vonnie, and that's not something that's even debatable. His attorney Marissa Goldberg said during the opening statements, and I quote, Mr. Banks had nothing to do with it. He was not there. He was not connected to it, she told the jury in a federal courthouse in downtown Los Angeles. She said Grant, known as OTF Vonnie, was the one who organized the deadly ambush at the center of the trial for his own personal reasons. He was the one who bought the shooters their black ski masks at Rye, booked the plane tickets and hotel accommodations, and procured the vehicles, she said. Then in more of the opening statements, she would state, quote, Goldberg said today that Grant had the deepest personal motive, noting that his father and King Von's father went back decades, making their sons extraordinarily tight. Grant personally managed King Von in Atlanta and was the one who frantically rushed him to the hospital as the rapper was bleeding out in the back seat after the 2020 shooting. Goldberg said Grant was traumatized when the beloved performer died and was left floundering in the aftermath. He was the one consumed by the urge to strike back, she argued, whereas Banks channeled his anger and frustration into his artwork instead. Now yes, Vonnie admitted to whatever crimes he admitted to, but I bet you he didn't tell them that his father and King Von's father was close and went back decades. I bet you he didn't tell him he was urged to strike back for the death of King Von. Let's not forget how OTF Didi's lawyer said that Vonnie was involved in an international car theft ring and a part of a cartel. How would attorneys know enough to say that? So once again, do I think they're putting things on OTF Vonnie? Yes. But I don't think you can say 100% is considered telling, because it's a little gray area in there, but it is what it is. And this also made me go back to what would Durk's defense be if OTF Vonnie never snitched. Let's say he had to go against OTF Jam. What would his defense be against OTF Jam? Because he wouldn't be the one that orchestrated anything. He would just be the one that's cooperating against Durk. But that's another story. Now this video is to show everyone that have considered Durk a snitch or had something to say or called him out for foul play going on. We put together a small compilation. You have King Yella, DJ Vlad, 6ix9ine, Charleston White, just mainly people that already aren't too fond of Lil Durk. Oh, and actually we also have Memo600 saying that Durk's attorneys are playing police games, so yeah. We're going to get into it, y'all, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hype the video so we can get into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Hold up, y'all. There's no way you're watching this video for free right now, where you could be getting paid literally just for playing games while this video play in the background at the same time. Only difference is the increase in your bank account. Now, I'm not saying you'll get rich, but I am saying that you could easily make something while doing nothing except for sitting on the couch playing games if you download the app Free Cash. Tap or click the link I pinned in the comment section or scan the QR code that I put right here on the screen. Also, if you use my link right now, they give you a little something to start off with just for signing up. So if you want a little Uber Eats or something to snack on and don't feel like dipping into your own wallet, play a few games so you don't have to spend your own ends. Now let's get back to the video. Let's start off with a tweet from Bradford Cohen as he speaks on everybody putting their 2 cents in on whether Durk's snitching or not. Now keep in mind, Bradford Cohen is the same guy that was supposed to be representing Pooh Shiesty on his current situation. However, Brad went publicly stating that law enforcement don't have any video or anything pertaining to Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci. But fast forward weeks later, the video actually did come out. He decided to resign from the case for whatever reason. Now he would tweet stating, quote, "This at Lil Durk is getting more and more interesting as non-lawyers and jailhouse lawyers alike give their opinions on a case and what constitutes snitching. When someone takes a plea in the midst of arranging everything for an M, then says, but Lil Durk made me do it, it's not snitching to say, I don't know what this guy is talking about. He admits to setting ish up, he admits to arranging it all, and he has the motive to do it. Now, yes, he's right in a sense, but here's what I'm gonna say. At the end of the day, it's more than just Durk saying, I don't know what he's talking about, when you have Marissa Goldberg in the opening statements saying what she said. And it's funny when people say things like, y'all listening to jailhouse lawyers or people with opinions, because honestly, that don't mean much. You know how many times you have jailhouse lawyers take guys' cases who can't afford lawyers, or their lawyers are feeding them bullcrap, and they actually get them off on their cases, whether it's through a technicality or just staying consistent and helping. But also, you don't need a lawyer to have experience. If you're someone that's been through the system, you can learn that way because it's not much to learn, honestly, especially if you've been through it enough times. You know when someone is telling or not, trust me. But I get what he's saying, and it's always better to consult with an actual lawyer, but to each their own. Now let's get to the people who had something to say when it comes to Durk and his defense, starting with his arch nemesis DJ Vlad. Vlad will tweet stating, quote, "People pick and choose who they want to call a snitch based on which artist they like. 6ix9ine fans say he didn't snitch because they kidnapped him and slept with his baby mother. Gunna fans say he didn't snitch because he didn't take the stand in the YSL case. Durk fans say he's not snitching because it's his lawyer saying it. Either way, it's all opinion because snitching means different things depending on your value." In another tweet, he would state, quote, "A lot of people are saying Durk isn't snitching, his lawyer is. As someone who has paid over $1 million in lawyer fees over the years, let me be 100% clear. Your lawyer can only do what you allowed him to do. You paid him, so you have the final say. I personally don't care if Durk is snitching or not, but let me remind everyone that this is the guy who called Gunna and 6ix9ine rats, but ended up doing the same thing when he was in their shoes. It's easy to call someone a snitch when you're sitting in your mansion. When the shoe is on the other foot and you're the one facing life in prison, your rules and values would change very quickly." Now towards the end, he will also tweet contradicting himself as he would say, quote, "Durk is not a snitch." Now, for one, he claims he don't care about Durk being a snitch, which is a lie. And he's saying that Durk isn't a snitch, but once again, he contradicted himself. Because he said that personally he don't care if Durk is snitching or not. But then he said that Durk is basically doing the same exact thing that Gunna and 6ix9ine is doing, and he just identified them as being rats. So basically Vlad is, in so many words, calling Durk a rat. But for some reason he cleaned it up, so I don't know. Now, one thing I would agree with is, a lot of people, depending on who the artist is, they love to push the goalpost back. They love to make excuses for their artists, but it just is what it is. That's what happens. People are biased when it comes to the people that they like. And yes, when it comes to your lawyer, he or she definitely speaks for you, and you have to sign off on whatever they say in court because they brief you and let you know ahead of time. Now, we're going to get into King Yella and what he had to say when it comes to Durk and his defense, allegedly telling on Vonnie. Y'all check this out.
Favorite rapper not as gangster as you think he is. Durk just blamed everything on Vonnie. Vonnie is the only one that want to slide for Von. Why? Because that's his best friend. He booked the flight. Vonnie was never Durk homie. Guess what? The all congregated came together and said, if this is the only way we're going to get Durk home, the only way we're going to get home is we blame it on this outside. He's not a member. He never was a member. This was Von, homie, best friend since they was kids or whatever. He brought him around. So guess what? The slime ball, we're going to get Durk home. Let's put it on the weakest link. Let's put it on the goatee. The lawyer's doing that. And if you allow your lawyers to blame something, you is the snitch too. Even if you didn't get on the stand, you agreed to let your lawyer say that. It's simple as that.
Now, if y'all seen previous videos we did when we mentioned what OTF DD's attorneys did, we basically said the same thing. After hearing that Diddy's lawyer said that Vonnie was a part of a cartel and was a part of an international car theft ring, one may ask themselves, how do they know that? And like Yella said, and we said, in order for your lawyer to present that in court, you as the defendant have to confirm it. But then also, how do they even have that information in the first place? Then we have Durk and his attorneys calling Vonnie the mastermind and saying that he too had motive, if not more, to slide for Von. So like I said previously, maybe these guys said, well, Vonnie's already snitching, we don't really know him like that, they already caught him red-handed, so why not put everything on him in efforts to get Durk home at least? But don't give me the line, I don't know, I'm just trying to make sense out of it because right now, things are looking a bit weird. But let's move on to someone who actually surprised me, Memo600. We know that Memo and the OTF guys haven't really been on good terms in the past, but whenever he's asked about Durk, he never says anything malicious. In fact, he don't speak negative on Durk and them at all as of recently, but this time, he too stated that Durk defense are playing police games. Y'all check this out.
I feel like that smirk defense team doing police, all this police.
Whoa, wait. What you mean was smirked? Nah, come on.
Man, look.
Memo, break it down now. Break it down.
I ain't finna get into all that, but all this police.
No. Okay, all right. Just explain why you think. So,
I gotta see.
So as
They
when you
point
get
their
lawyers, they
fingers
get
at the next man. Anybody? Yeah. But yo, man, look. I wanna watch the rest of it before I get to opening my mouth and stand around. Like I said, free bro. Hope it ain't coming to what it should. No.
Sometimes Memo could be a bit impulsive, but I think he catches himself. And that's what we seen him do here. Where he was about to go off and say something, but he said, you know what? I'ma just let it play out and speak on whatever in the end. But let's be real here. I'm sure he wants to politically be correct, but in hindsight, he feels how he feels, and he feels that what Durk's defense is doing just isn't right. And here's the thing, even if you don't think Durk's defense is doing anything, what would you say Diddy's defense did when they mention that Vonnie is a part of the cartel? Like, what do you call that? But anyway, here's another one of Durk's arch nemesis, Tekashi 6ix9ine, stating how he feels pertaining to Durk allegedly snitching on Vonnie. Y'all check this out.
Durk snitching in that courtroom? Did a nigga snitch on me? Jorge, the driver, didn't he snitch on me, took everybody down?
Yeah. He was tape recording and shit.
If snitch plus snitch equals okay. No, hold on. Because Durk hired these lawyers, right? So I
Yo, you gotta get on Facts TV because we gonna have to debate this. I'm on Durk's side with this. This is not full snitching. This is called an alternate theory defense. You notice the evidence kind of matched the other guys, so why y'all blaming it on me? Is that snitching? That's not snitching.
You're not supposed to say that, nigga. Any street nigga, come on, on, bro. Street niggas like, shut up. Just shut up. Y'all figure it out.
He did shut up. The lawyers is just making a statement. He's making a case.
But you supposed to tell your lawyer. You supposed to tell your lawyer as a street nigga. I'm not pointing fingers at nobody else. I just know I didn't have nothing to do with it. That's it. How you throwing it on another man? That's snitching.
Okay, is it snitching if he's throwing it on the snitch? Vonnie is snitching.
So why can't I? Why my okay? Because I got told on.
You should have threw everything on. If you threw everything on Jorge, that would have been valid. I could tell what Durk is gonna say. Hey, the guys always. The guys is always.
Put a bet on it on your live right now.
What?
I promise you. You want to put a $50,000 bet on it that he blow trial, that he get found guilty? Let's put $50,000.
Now take what he says with a grain of salt. Since 6ix9ine got wrapped up in that whole situation and did what he did, he's been looking for ways to excuse or justify what he did. And every time situations like these come up, he's right there in the forefront trying to convince people that he did the right thing. So take what he says with a grain of salt, just like Vlad. But he would try to make the same comparison as DJ Vlad, but it's two different things. He did make a point when he said street guys aren't supposed to say anything at all, because whether he told on you or not, you're not supposed to tell back. But then he messed up when he tried to compare what he went through to what Durk is going through. Yes, the driver may have snitched on 6ix9ine, but 6ix9ine snitched on him, and him that didn't snitch on him. He didn't snitch back on the driver, he snitched on everybody but the driver, it seems like. Right? But it's a total difference, and Vlad tried to make that same point. However, it's very different. I would give him that. It just don't look good when your defense is saying that another man had motive and another man was the mastermind, and basically whatever they try to put on you, you're putting on him. Like I told y'all before, these lawyers don't have no street code, nor do they care about it. You pay them to do a job, and that's what they're gonna do. And they tell you, listen, you wanna stay in here, or do you wanna go home? Most guys wanna go home, so they're willing to follow their lawyer's lead, whether it's following the street code or not. Now let's get into another one of Durk's arch nemesis, who goes by the name of Charleston White. Y'all know he couldn't wait to put his 2 cents in. Y'all check this out.
Nigga, this is a Hall of Fame section of snitches. Come on. So you mean to tell me Durk not a snitch? Y'all mean to tell me Durk put it on the boy? We got Durk on. Y'all saying Durk ain't a snitch? Say, Sauce Walker, I just seen you holler out, hey, come on over here with me. Say, get on, get say this and say, come on, you boys, come on over here with me. Sauce Walker, I got your seat right here. Durk, I got your seat right here. Nigga, y'all in the snitching section. Nigga, y'all just been branded, nigga, like an Angus beef cow as a snitch. Sauce Walker is now snitch. Lil Durk is now snitch. I've been telling y'all, nigga, it's lovely over here. It's lovely over here with me, Woody, Gunna, T.I., Young Thug, now Lil Durk, Gucci Mane. Nigga, this is a Hall of Fame motherfucking section of snitches. Nigga, y'all get your snitch gear together, baby.
Now, surprisingly, Charleston really didn't get too detailed. He was just being funny. And speaking of Woody, I've seen somewhere, someone said that OTF Vonnie and OTF Jam is going to get ate up by Brian Steele, just like Steele did Woody, and this is why Young Thug got off. No. Let's be very clear, Thug ain't get off because Brian Steele did anything to Woody. He may have did whatever else he did in the courtroom, but if anything, Woody did whatever you think Brian did to Woody, right? And fast forward to now, seeing how smart Woody actually is, I think we can all agree that he threw that whole testimony purposely for whatever reason. Could have gotten paid off or whatever. We see he came home living like El Chapo or something. He damn sure wasn't looking or living like that before he went in. I'm just saying. Now, Brian Steele is in fact a beast at what he does, but I think we can all agree that Woody definitely threw that trial. Now, aside from all the people feeling that Durk snitched, aside from all of Durk's close friends and families who saying that he didn't, surprisingly, we have Wack 100 of all people saying that Durk didn't snitch. Y'all check this out.
Little Durk is a snitch. Nah. Hey, listen, man. It's too many of y'all. Listen, one thing about the exposers. When we call you a rat because you ratted, it's documented, it's right there. Let's get this right. This guy went over here and made a deal with the feds. He made a deal with the feds and said, I did all this and all this and all this and all that. I committed all these acts, whatever they may be, because Lil Durk told me to do it and paid me to do it. This what he said. He put that out there already. Lil Durk's attorneys simply said, hey, you did all that because you wanted to do all that. Yes, you did all that. How do we know? Because you copped to the federal agents to say you admitting to doing that. He admitted to doing that. So if he admitted to doing that and then followed up with Durk told me and paid me to do it, I did it for Durk. Is Durk not supposed to say, I ain't paid you to do nothing. I don't know about nothing you talking about. You did that because you chose to do that, and the people know you did that not because I told them, it's because you told them. So how you calling Durk a rat? Hey, look, man, some of y'all civilians who ain't never did time, been in no courtrooms, and all of that, y'all need to stop talking. Y'all sound crazy, man. Free Durk. Stop the cap.
Well, there you have it, y'all. Wack 100 saying that Durk didn't snitch. OTF Vonnie volunteered the information on himself, and Durk and his attorneys are only reinforcing basically what Vonnie said he did back on him. Now, honestly, I wonder if THF Bezu was here, what would he think about this? How y'all think he would react about this whole back and forth between Vonnie and Lil Durk? Do y'all think that he would agree with what Durk is doing or disagree of it? Now, as far as what Wack 100 was saying about paperwork, it's 2026. Whenever someone talk about paperwork when it comes to being the main base of determining whether someone cooperated or not, I know that they ain't right. Because in today's day and age, people telling without giving written statements. They telling in the precinct. Matter of fact, you see the defense asks how many of the interviews was recorded with OTF Jam when he was offering information, and out of 30 alleged interviews, they claim to only have recorded 3 of them. So it's no telling what was said in the rest, right? Like I said, man, it's 2026 and it's a bunch of ways to tell it's past just paperwork. These days, you have to look in the court transcripts to really figure out what's going on, the minutes and things like that. But then you got guys that be having cases sealed and I don't know, man. Anyway, there y'all have it. I figured I'd put together this compilation because I see this is a huge topic right now and I want to know what you guys think about all this. Do y'all think what Durk and his defense is doing is considered snitching or not? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out.